So lately, every time I post about diabetes, I see a couple of people suggest herbs, supplements, and stuff like that. And generally, when it comes to supplement and taking herbs and stuff like that, I don't really have a blanket problem with them, to be honest. But I just think that if you are going to take them in conjunction with the medication that your doctor prescribed to you, right? So you don't want to leave something that was prescribed to you for something that was suggested to you by someone who does not know your medical history and have your medical history at hand, right? So your doctor, when they make a subscription, they know best. So I always preach, always listen to your doctor, right? Now, when it comes to supplements, my thing is just take them in conjunction with the meds that your doctor prescribed, right? And when it comes to me personally, I think that to me has been the problem. The fact that I have type 1 diabetes. I know that my issue is the fact that my body does not produce insulin. So I inject it. And that to me has kind of worked in my favor. And I kind of like know what to do. I know my body needs insulin. I give it insulin and everything seems to be going well, at least at this point, right? Initially, when I first got diagnosed, I did take a few supplements, and what I found that because I take them along with my insulin, what I found is that they make my glucose very erratic because I need to consider them and how they affect my body, or at least how they affect sensitivity to my body. For example, let's say, for argument's sake, I'm not saying this works right. Let's take the issue of cinnamon, right? So people say, hey, drink cinnamon on an empty stomach, and then it will help your glucose, right? It will help with glucose sensitivity and all. Say in the morning I wake up, I take cinnamon, right? And then I inject 8 because generally I inject 8 units of insulin for my breakfast. So I take cinnamon and then I inject 8. But because I took cinnamon, my body is more sensitive to the insulin. And so 8 becomes too much for my body. So my glucose gets really low. And then the next day I'm like, okay, let me take cinnamon again. And I'm like, okay, yesterday I took 8. So today let me take 5. I take 5 units of insulin and then my glucose skyrockets because 5 is not enough. And I think that's the problem about taking supplements, especially unregulated ones, especially ones that don't come in like tablet format where you can have like a consistent dosage of that thing. The problem is that they make my glucose very erratic because I need to learn how that particular product or herb affects my glucose, how it responds to my insulin, and then I kind of like almost need to relearn how to use my own insulin, right? And now when I don't take anything, I know how to use it. But when I start taking something, I need to consider the fact that, okay, I'm taking something, and then how does it affect my body? How does it affect how my body takes insulin and stuff like that? And to me, that's just not worth it. To me, it's having to relearn how my body reacts to certain things every time I have to try a new supplement or herb. It's just not worth my while, right? Hence, I don't really supplement, especially diabetes specific supplements, right? I don't like for weight, I can do that and stuff like that. But for something that promises to help with diabetes, I don't really go for them. But that's a personal choice. Yeah, but I'd love to hear what you guys think and what your experience has been. What supplements are you guys on? And please, every time you mention something, please make it a point to also just kind of like mention which kind of diabetes you have, right? Because I think because they're so different to each other, different things might work differently, right? So do just say T1 or T2, and then tell us your experience using this stuff. Otherwise, hola.